All right, we are going to take the fourth root of 128 n to the 8th. So the first thing we have to do is we have to factor out 128. 128 can go 2 and 64. What goes into 64? Well, we know 8 times 8 is 64. 8 and 8. What goes into 8? 4 and 2. 4 and 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. Now n to the 8th. We write that out. It's n times 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 n. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go through and group everything by our index. Our index is 4, so we have to have things in groups. 4 n's here, 4 n's here. 1, 2, 3, 4 2's, and then 1, 2, 3 2's left over. Remember that we don't use this 64, this 8, this 8, this 4, or this 4, because we've already broken them out. We just use the final end of each of our factor lines. So then we take everything that has been grouped together and move it outside of a radical symbol. 2 n times n. What's left over, the things that have an underline, go under a radical symbol. Make sure that the index is still 4, and we have 2 times 2 times 2. Now we simplify. 2 times n is 2n squared. Index of 4. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 more is 8. And here is your final answer. The sheet that you have in your ISN on page 17 also asks you to list out the index and the radicand. Your index, as we said a few times, is 4. And your radicand is what's underneath. I'll do another one now. The next one we're going to look at is the 6th root of 448 x to the 7, y to the 7. Our process is exactly the same. We look for factors that go into 448. We know that 4 goes into 448 112 times. What goes into 112? Well, 2 and 56. What goes into 56? 4 and 14, 2 and 7. We can also break this 4 apart into 2 and 2. We also need to break this 2 apart, or this 4 apart, 2 and 2. Now everything's as low as it can go. We have an x to the 7th, which would be x, 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 6 and 7, and then y to the 7th, y, 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 y. Why do we have to do this? Because it's algebra. We're going to group things in our index, which is 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 2's. Those go outside of a radical symbol. And we have a 7 left over. That goes inside our radical symbol. Make sure that you keep your index the same, 6. Now we look at our x's. We want a group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have an x out and an x inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, y's on the outside, and 1 left over on the inside. And there's your answer. 2xy, 6th root 7xy. And what's our radicand in this one? Was underneath our radical symbol. Because you radicand.